Hi, my name is Cary Gans, and thanks for stopping by. In this brief video, we're going to talk about starting a home internet business, part 2. We've already completed part 1, and you can find that on the internet on YouTube. In part 2, we're going to talk about why all websites are the same. Well, or really are they? Well, but hopefully at the end of this 4 or 5 minute video, you'll understand. I just wanted to review part 1 for you a little bit so you have some basis to understand where we're heading with all of this. In part 1, we talked about the 5 things you must know before starting a home-based internet business. They were the product. What will your product be? I suggested in part 1 that it be a passion of yours, something you love, something you enjoy. It's a lot more fun to start a business with something you enjoy and something you have a passion for than something that you really don't like yourself. Secondly, you have to do your research. Just because you love it and it's a passion of yours doesn't mean there's a market for it. So my suggestion is, once you've gone out and figured out what the product is, get on Google, start doing your research. See how many websites are selling it. See how many people are involved. If there are 30 million, well, maybe that's too big a niche. If there are 300, maybe that's too small. So go out and do your research. The third thing is create a business plan. Don't just sit down and figure out that you're going to create a website and your visitors are going to come beating down your door. It's not going to happen. You need to have a plan. How are you going to market it? Who's your target market? What tools are you going to use? How much money are you going to spend? How many hours a week are you going to be able to do this? Etc. What happens if you get tons of orders? How are you going to fill them? How are you going to fill your orders? Is this a digital download? Is it a real product? Etc. So you have to sit down and come up with a business plan. Then once you've done that, then the tough part starts. Because we all think that we're going to get on the internet and, you're going to make $100,000 in the first month. And because, of course, you put up a website, everybody comes to it. That's common knowledge. Well, that's not true. It's just not going to happen. You have to learn your trade. And I will tell you that there are books upon books upon books. There are papers, PDF files you can download off the internet that can give you a wealth of information. So much so that it's almost like getting another college degree. It's important to understand it. Now, you don't have to become an expert in HTML and in Java and in all these other programming codes, and you don't have to necessarily become a wizard in creating product. That's not my point. But you do have to understand what this whole game is all about, what this business is all about. And there are tools you have to understand and know how to use. Because if you don't understand it, then you're purely relying on someone else to do it for you. You're going to end up getting hurt. So you need to educate yourself. And finally, you got to work your butt off. Now, I'm sorry. I really am. I apologize. Because I know you think you're going to put up a website and you're going to start making a gazillion dollars overnight. That's not going to happen. The only person that makes the gazillion dollars is the person you're buying the products from. Yeah, they may make it. And maybe one day you'll be that person. But trust me, for the most part, you're going to sit down like any business, whether it's internet-based or brick and mortar, and you're going to have to do all the grunt work. You're going to have to sit up nights. You're going to have to work real hard. But my feeling is if you do that, there's great opportunities. In this crazy economy of ours, there are wonderful opportunities on the internet for people to make a very good living with a good product, a little bit of hard work, and great customer relations. So let's go on to today's topic. 5 different website models, because you see, not all websites are the same. I wish I could tell you that. It'd be real easy. Go get someone to design it for you, and they'll put you into a template, and the template goes up, and they put your name on it or whatever your company's name on, and you think, terrific. This is just wonderful, and I'm going to have the greatest website of all. But that's just not the case because there are different types. So in this 3-4 minute video, 5-minute video, we're going to talk about the 5, what I consider to be the 5 major types. The first is the brochure type. No different than if you took your business brochure, your brick and mortar business brochure, and you just create a website from it. It tells you people about who you are, about your business. It tells you maybe pictures of you and your staff, whatever. But that's a typical brochure, and I'll show you an example. Next, we have an informational website. The whole purpose of it is to give out information, a dictionary, a thesaurus, an encyclopedia. Those are types of informational websites, and their only purpose is to provide you with information. Next, we have a service website. And what I mean by a service website, there are websites that produce software as a service, meaning you don't load software on your local computer. They provide it for you, whether it's video or audio or various, there's all kinds of services out there that you can just utilize their service on the web, and you don't have anything loaded on your local computer. You just pay them a fee per month. Those are what I consider to be service websites. Next, you have a sales website. The only purpose of a sales website is to make sales. It's to sell you stuff. And finally, you can have a combination of all these. So those are the basic types, 5 types. And your business may fall into one or a number of these. So let's give you an example. This is a brochure site. Typically dental offices and medical offices and big businesses, will have brochure sites. All they're out there to do is brand themselves and let you see how wonderful they are. They may give you a little bit of information. They'll typically give you a map, directions to their office, their phone numbers, things of that nature. But they're strictly there to give you a feeling of who and what the company is all about. They provide very little else. Next, you have an informational website, such as CNN. Now, there's some ads and whatnot, but for the most part, CNN just provides information. It's a news service. Next, you have the service websites. This happens to be Blog Talk Radio, where you can have your own free radio show. And it's all run by them, and it's, once again, free. And, if you've listened to me at all, I love free. And Blog Talk Radio is free. Now, if you're listening to this, I have a show at 11 o'clock every Monday morning. And we talk about the Internet. We talk about products. And it's all about the Newbie Phenomenon. And then next, you have a sales website. Nothing better than Amazon or eBay. Those are typical sales websites. Drugstore.com. These are sites that are strictly there to sell you a product. You go on, you buy a product, and you're done. They don't provide information. They don't necessarily have to look real pretty. They're basically there for one purpose, and one purpose alone is to sell you a product. And then finally, now this is totally self-serving, but this is my website, the Newbie Phenomenon, and we're sort of a combination. We provide a lot of information free. So once you become a member, you can download all kinds of books and software and resources from us absolutely free. It's all information. And since it's informational, I consider it to be sort of an informational website. We also provide certain services off the site that you can go ahead and utilize. And we have products you can buy. Now, you don't necessarily buy them from us. You buy them from third-party vendors. But we do have a sales aspect to the site. And as members, you are privy to those sales. So we're sort of a combination of all these. And we're there to provide you with all the tools and techniques and tricks you need to get your business up and running. So that basically are the types of websites. Once again, just to go over it again, you have a brochure website, you have informational, you have service, and you have sales. So what you have to do now is you have to go out there and think about where does your business fit in and what kind of website do you want. And then once you have that, well, we'll get into that in the next video. So stay tuned for part 3. We'll see you then. Have a great and successful day.